Welcome to rSlash Relationships, where OP's new girlfriend gets a giant tattoo of his face on her back. Our next Reddit post is from Throwaway Inked Up Girlfriend. I've been together with my girlfriend, Kim, for a little over 8 months now. We don't live together, but she only lives about a 5-minute walk from me. I would have described the relationship before this week as pretty slow. Neither of us really wanted any big commitments yet, so outside of date nights, Netflix, and occasional hookups, the relationship has been pretty laid back. That was until last weekend. My birthday was Saturday, and my brother came to town and we were going to have a small party. I invited Kim, obviously, and she seemed really excited. Kim claimed that she had spent over a month thinking about what to give me after I surprised her with a pretty expensive present for her birthday. I should have picked up that something was off here when she avoided seeing me face to face for about a week before the party, but I put it down to other things. Well, Saturday comes and we were having a party with about 9 people. Kim made a big show about getting everyone together because she wanted to give me her present in front of everyone. Well, this is where things get crazy. For my birthday present, Kim got a massive tattoo on her back of my face. Underneath the face, there's text saying, "Mine forever." The silence was deafening. It didn't help that the tattoo wasn't even half done. I am not ready for this, and I had to go into the other room just to breathe. During this time, my brother and Kim got into a small fight because my brother called her crazy multiple times. Me and her have been fighting nonstop since then too. She's claiming that I completely disrespected her in front of everyone. And now she's saying that I'm some F-boy who doesn't love me at all. She's refused to come talk to me until I and my brother apologize for embarrassing and disrespecting her in front of everyone. This is completely out of my comfort zone, and I have no clue what to do. My brother's been telling me just to break up with her and ignore her, but I just can't do that. Before Saturday, I did feel a spark with her. I did like her a lot. But this is all just way too much. The top comment from Mystery Science Loser is, "First of all, that's not even a present, LMAO." And then Pilks replies, "The present is that now OP gets to look at himself whenever he's banging her doggy style from this point on. Giddy up." I checked OP's post history and unfortunately he never posted an update, so I guess we just have to assume that they're both happily married now, right? I'm a 35-year-old man and I found a condom wrapper in my wife's car. She's 34. Now what? We've been together for about 10 years, married for 6. We have no kids, but we're planning to start trying soon. We're both very active, going to the gym, eating healthy, and both in relatively great shape. My wife is gorgeous with a phenomenal body, but I would probably consider myself a 5 or a 6 out of 10 on the attractiveness scale. I realize that. But we've always had a really strong relationship. We started as great friends, realized that we were just right for each other, and that developed into true romantic love and devotion. The intercourse was always fantastic. There were never any issues there with quality or frequency. I was washing my wife's car, as I do pretty often. In the course of cleaning the interior, I found an open, empty condom wrapper under the passenger seat. We don't use condoms since she's always been on birth control. I'm driving myself insane with all the stories and scenarios running through my brain. She spends a lot of time at the gym working with weights and doing cardio. Like 3 hours each, 4 days a week, so there are frequent times when we're apart. She's never given me a reason to suspect that she's been unfaithful. I know I have to confront her, but I'm scared to death of what might be the truth. She's my world, and I can't imagine starting a family with anyone else. I'm afraid I'm going to break. Then, one day later, OP posted an update. My wife came home from the gym at 6:45, like always. I was sitting at the kitchen table alone. She came over, said hi, kissed me on the lips, and went off to take a shower pretty much like usual. I'm not gonna lie, when she came over to kiss me, I smelled really hard for any evidence of man scents. Cologne, soap, deodorant, sweat, anything. I got nothing. As she showered, I sat by myself, a ball of anxiety, and damn near chickened out. She got out of the shower and came into the kitchen, wet hair, sweats, t-shirt, looking beautiful as usual. We sat down like we always do and expected to chat about our day. She could see immediately that something was wrong. She asked what was up, and I was shaking and so nervous like you can't believe. I asked her, Have you lent your car to anyone recently? No. Have you had any passengers in your car the last few weeks? She thought for a second and said no. I asked, has anyone besides you or me been in your car the last few weeks? She said, no. What the hell is going on? I asked to see her phone. She looked at me weird, said, okay, and just slid the phone at me across the table, no hesitation, and said, what the hell is going on? I didn't touch her phone. I took the condom wrapper out of my pocket and set it on the table. She looked at it, but had no real visible reaction. I didn't say a word. After a few seconds, she said, what the hell is that? I said, it's a condom wrapper. She said, it's obviously a condom wrapper. What the hell is a condom wrapper doing on our kitchen table? She was starting to get annoyed. She's either a really good actor or she sincerely has no idea what was happening. I told her that I found it under her car seat while I was cleaning her car. She honestly looked dumbfounded. She then said that she had no idea how it got there. She really seemed sincere and was starting to get concerned. She asked me if I thought that it was hers. I said, I'm not sure. Is it? She said, you've got to be kidding me. You seriously think that I'm screwing around on you? Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? She took her phone and waved it at me and said, here, please look at my phone. Call my sister, who she shares everything with. Call any of my friends. I'm not sure what you want me to say. We sat in very uncomfortable silence for a minute or two. I didn't take my eyes off of her, looking for any sign, like tears. I said, what would you think if the roles were reversed? She admitted that she would probably be suspicious, but would give me the benefit of the doubt. She literally went through every day the past couple of weeks, where she went, who she was with, what she was doing, trying to come up with an explanation. She finally remembered that after this work thing they did for a friend of hers, a baby shower type thing at a restaurant after work, one of the girls at her office was invited but couldn't go, and she asked my wife to please take her gifts to the party. My wife said sure. They walked down to my wife's car and put the gifts in, and my wife's stuff was in the front passenger seat. As her friend was putting the gifts in, she spilled her purse all over the floor behind the passenger seat. That was the only possibility that my wife could think of. As I sat there, my wife insisted that she call that friend immediately, and she did just that. She put her friend on speakerphone. She asked her friend if she remembered when she spilled her purse, and the friend said yes. She asked if she was sure that she got everything off the floor, and she said, I think so. Why? My wife then seriously asked, do you and your boyfriend use condoms? Her friend kind of chuckled and said, yeah? My wife asked what brand, and she answered, Trojans, which is the brand of the condom wrapper I found, as well as the same size, too. My wife looked straight into my eyes and asked, when you dumped your purse in my car, is there a chance that there were condoms in it? Her friend said, yeah, it's not unusual for me to have condoms in my purse. Why? My wife told her friend about the wrapper. Her friend said that she doesn't know why she would have an empty wrapper in her purse, but it's certainly possible. My wife hung up the phone, looked at me, and asked if I would like to go through her phone. I said no, and she asked, mystery solved? I literally started crying. I was crying because I'm married to the most awesome woman in the world who loves me more than anything. And I was crying because I was racked with guilt that I thought she could be cheating. I felt miserable for how I must have made her feel. My incredible wife took it so well. She hit me with her dish towel and said, Jesus Christ, I can't believe that you could think that I would cheat on you. But she admitted, again, that she might have felt the same way in my shoes. She even laughed a little and said that it was kind of cute that I was so jealous and nervous about asking her about it. We decided to have a glass of wine and go out for dinner. At dinner, we talked about how excited we were to start trying for a baby. I am 1,000,000% sure that she's telling the truth. I know her. I know her like nobody else. I know her body language. I know her voice and how it sounds when she's stressed or hiding something. There was none of that. I hope none of you have to go through this, but thanks for all the well wishes. I'll probably let my wife read this thread at some point, but not while it's so fresh. Plus, she'll probably rib me for going to Reddit for advice. She's not necessarily a fan. Our next Reddit post is from Throw Me Away. My ex, Tom, and I had been together for about 4 years, and we were extremely happy together, or so I thought. We had been discussing the possibility of getting married, and even looking for a house for us to move into, but we're not currently living together. I was happy, and I thought that he was too. We had a lot in common, we never fought, we traveled together, my friends liked him, his friends liked me, our families got along together, etc. I could go on. Everything was fine until our last trip together. We went to a destination where I'd always wanted to go, but because of the cost and distance, it seemed like something that I'd have to wait longer to do. It was his idea for us to go here. We saved a lot of money, and we were able to make it a 2-week trip. Once we got back from this vacation, things started to get weird. After we landed, which was the last time I saw him, he told me he was feeling unwell and sick from the trip and wanted to go home to sleep. I didn't think this was too unusual, so we said our goodbyes. I tried texting and calling him the following day to see if he was feeling better, and he didn't respond. I started to worry, but he finally sent me a single text saying that he was fine, but tired after 2.5 days after our trip ended. From here, our communication basically broke down. I can't say that he fully ghosted me because he would occasionally send me a message and didn't remove me from social media. From that point, I'd try to contact him by calling, texting, sending a message on Facebook, but he didn't respond. After about 4 to 6 days of no communication, he would end up sending me a couple of texts, and then I wouldn't hear from him for several more days. What hurt even more was that this ghosting period overlapped with New Year's, Valentine's Day, and my birthday. Days on which nothing happened, and he didn't even wish me a happy whatever. I felt like I was going crazy. I had no idea what was going on and just wanted some sort of answer from him. I was also extremely embarrassed to talk to anyone about what was happening. I stopped going out as much and didn't really see my friends for the 2 months that he was trickle ghosting me. I found myself lying to my friends and family about his whereabouts, telling them he was busy with work, visiting his family, he was sick, or any excuse I could think of whenever I showed up somewhere without him. I eventually broke down and contacted one of his good friends who I felt comfortable with and asked her to meet up with me. I told her that Tom had barely spoken to me in 2 months, that he's only sent me a few text messages and I have no idea what's going on. I told her I didn't know if he was mad at me, if we were broken up or still together, or if there was something else going on that I needed to know about. She looked kinda shocked and confused and told me that Tom had told all of his friends that we had broken up and I was taking it really hard, and out of respect for me, not to bring it up if anyone saw me. This was soul-crushing to hear, and I felt humiliated and worthless. I told her this wasn't the case and that he never verbally confirmed that we were broken up. She said that she was extremely angry at him and would talk to him. Throughout March and April, I felt like I was starting to heal some. I felt broken, but I started to pick up the pieces again and began to feel a bit more whole. I told my friends and family the truth about what happened, and they were nothing but supportive and helpful. Then I found out some additional information about why he ghosted me and what happened on his end. He had apparently been cheating on me for a while. Not sure how long, but a little less than a year. It also hurt because I know the person he cheated on me with. She's an absolute garbage person. And I'm not saying that as a jaded ex-girlfriend. She's always hung around our friend group, but never really been a part of it. I've heard her say some extremely bigoted things about minorities, the LGBT community, and non-Christians. She's the type of person who's proud to take advantage of government assistance programs when she doesn't need it. She somehow was able to claim disability and has bragged about pulling the wool over the government's eyes. I think she was able to somehow use her obesity problem as her disability. I'm not really sure. I can't really confirm any of this. It could be a lot of talk and BS on her end. I've always thought you need to be drug tested to get government benefits, and she does a lot of drugs. Not only does she take advantage of programs meant for people who can't help themselves, but she's also sent a couple of $1,000s a month from her rich parents, which she also brags about. Her parents pay for her car, and I think they pay her rent too, so the money she gets is spent on pretty much whatever she wants. She spends her days getting drunk at bars and restaurants that my friends and I frequent, and she'll interject herself into our outings. She's also tried to sell us hard drugs in the past, and usually mentions that any of us are welcome to use her place to get high. Tom apparently started to get high with her at her place, and was originally just trying to hide his drug use because he knew that I wouldn't approve. Then he started to get high and passionately hug her. He felt guilty and embarrassed about it, but this wasn't enough for him to stop getting high with her. His intentions were to just get high and then leave to go back to his place. But what would usually happen is they would end up passionately hugging once they were both properly high. This woman hated my guts and kept pushing Tom to break up with me so they could be a couple. He didn't want to end things with me, but felt so guilty and disgusted with himself that he thought the best thing to do was to just try to ghost me. Tom kept their relationship secret for a while, until she got tired of their secret relationship status. So she just started to blurt things out about them when his friends were all together at their usual bar. He came clean to his friends about it, but was so embarrassed that he shortly ended things with her after his secret was out. I only found out about this because the same friend that I met up with a couple of months ago reached out to warn me that Tom is going to try to get back together with me, and she felt that I deserved to know the truth in case he wasn't forward with what happened. There is no way in hell that I'd get back together with Tom. I can't help but feel awful that Tom would end things with me over that kind of garbage person. And I'm having a hard time understanding why he would choose some waste of space over someone who's actually trying to be a person and is successful. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm dreading the possibility of seeing his face again. I don't know if I could contain my urge to slap him, or if I would just break down and sob. I was doing well for moving on from him. I was starting to feel happy again. Now I think I'm back at square one, depressed and stressed out. You know, sometimes I have to wonder if getting broken up with in this way, in such like a gut-wrenching betrayal, would be easier than a classic breakup. Because once you see just how low your partner actually is, I feel like it'd be easier to be like, oh, okay, he's like actually, he has a rotten heart deep down, so I can just move on. I don't know. Is it better to get broken up when things are like mutual and kind of happy and you still love the person? Or is it better to have your heart ripped out and be like, oh, okay, this really hurts, but you're garbage, so goodbye. That was rSlash-relationships. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.